The Eagles are still flying high, and the Kansas City Chiefs chop down the Bucs.
Sport Brothers.
Welcome to Sport Brothers. It's the Week 4 recap. Let's do it.
Vikings versus Saints.
First game up, Minnesota Vikings versus the New Orleans Saints. Well, it was a jolly good show in England, where the New Orleans Saints battled the Purple People Eaters. Jolly good show, cheerio, and bring back another game to London real soon. We enjoyed that very much. In other words, the Minnesota Vikings defeated the New Orleans Saints. It was a back and forth game. Justin Jefferson looked like he was the difference. New Orleans got close. They kicked a 60-yard field goal. That was impressive. And then on the 61-yard field goal, he just misses it, double doinks it off both crossbars, and that was all that she wrote. Kirk Cousins gets the lucky win in London, and the Purple People Eaters defeat the New Orleans Saints. Nice win, Kurt.
Browns versus Falcons.
Well, the Atlanta Falcons have got some grit. Them dirty birds, they are lighting people up. I don't know how they do it, but they scored a lot of points. They keep these games close, and they're super impressive. 2-2 on the year. They get the tough win against Cleveland. Cleveland looked like they had the game for a little while, but Atlanta always hangs tough. Marcus Mariota and this Atlanta Falcons team just have a lot of clever ways to score, and they're going to be tough to battle in this conference. I think they're going to go a long way. They don't have the team that you would expect, but this team is getting it done, and I'm impressed. So nice win for the Falcons. They beat the Cleveland Browns. Well done, Atlanta.
Titans versus Colts.
The Tennessee Titans beat the Indianapolis Colts. The only thing I learned from this game is that the Colts suck, and the Titans aren't as bad as we thought they were. So ultimately, Matt Ryan's not going to get it done for you. And I keep saying ultimately. What I'm trying to say is that Indianapolis sucks. That's what I took from this game. Moving on.
Cardinals versus Panthers.
Panthers just aren't as good as we want them to be. They have an okay defense. Kyler Murray hung in there for a little while. It was Panthers in the beginning, but in all NFL games, it's always about how you finish. Cardinals come back in the end. They played the better game. Kyler Murray's starting to round into shape a little bit. He made some nice throws, and Baker Mayfield just isn't ever going to be the difference. So, sorry, Carolina, it's just not going to be your year. Nice win for the Cardinals.
Patriots versus Packers.
Green Bay Packers outlast the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick looked pissed in this game. He just didn't have things go his way. Aaron Rodgers somehow gets a few chances. He missed that touchdown to Dobbs in the end. I guess it wasn't technically a touchdown. They hung tough. They get the win in overtime, and it just goes their way. Sometimes it's going to go one way, sometimes it's going to go other. Today it went for Green Bay. I wouldn't call it a great win, but as Aaron Rodgers said afterwards, this way of winning is not sustainable. I agree. Green Bay gets the lucky win against the New England Patriots. Nice job, Mr. Ayahuasca.
Bears versus Giants.
The New York Giants are way better than everyone thought they were, and the Chicago Bears are just as bad as everyone thought they would be. I think they sacked him like 5 times in the first half. Ridiculous. Chicago has nobody. Unfortunately, Justin Fields is going to go through a rough learning curve this year because he just doesn't have any talent. The Giants have the better team, they have the better running back, and they have a good defense. So I thought the Giants would suck this year and be one of the bottom-dwelling teams, but actually they're a lot better than I thought. But I think when the season plays out, we'll see that the Giants aren't quite as good as a 3-1 record, but they got the nice win here in Chicago. I think everyone is looking for a win against Chicago these days. Sorry, Justin Fields, it's going to be a tough year. That's it.
Bills versus Ravens.
Buffalo Bills get the close win. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, 2 great quarterbacks. Exciting game. A few things went right, a few things went wrong. Ultimately, I think the coach made a bad decision. They should have kicked the field goal, but they didn't. If they go for it and they get it there, then everyone thinks he's a genius. But John Harbaugh doesn't always make the right decisions. In the end, it cost him 23-20. Bills get the close win. Nice job, Josh Allen.
Chargers versus Texans.
Chargers beat the Texans. It was looking close there for a little while, but ultimately the Chargers got more talent. Austin Eckler led the way, got some touchdowns, outplayed him in the end, and Davis Mills just couldn't get it done. Nice win, Chargers. Fucking moving on, I don't give a fuck.
Seahawks versus Lions.
Seahawks beat the Lions. It was a tough loss for the Lions. They played hard. They tried to keep in it. But anytime a team scores 48 points, it's going to be hard to keep up. They just couldn't keep up with them today. And Seahawks get the nice win. I think Geno Smith's a lot better than we all thought he was, huh? Nice job, Pete Carroll.
Jets versus Steelers.
Finally, they listened to me and they put in Kenny Pickett. It just took them too long to get him in the game. They didn't give him enough time. They should have started him and Pittsburgh would have won this game. But unfortunately, they didn't. Kenny played well. He ran a couple of touchdowns, but he threw a few interceptions. They were close calls. Could have gone either way. I still like what I saw from him. I would go with him next week. And Zach Wilson impresses. He not only drove them down, but he caught a touchdown. The first Jets to do that in a long time. I don't know if ever. But that was impressive. I didn't see the Jets winning this game. I thought Pittsburgh would win. I think they were favored by 3 points. But you know what? It wasn't Kenny Pickett's day. Maybe next week. Make sure you start Kenny Pickett. But the Jets get the nice win here.
Jaguars versus Eagles.
Man, how good do the Eagles look this year? They look like the class of the NFC. I keep thinking someone's going to sneak in there and beat them. They were down in this game. Jacksonville was up 14-0 at one point, but it was a wet, sloppy game. The ball got away from Trevor Lawrence a few times, and ultimately in the end, when they tried to drive down on him, the Eagles got a good running game. They just hung in there, and they grinded out a nice win, and ultimately the Eagles just have more talent. I think Jacksonville's a super talented team, and they're an up-and-coming team, and Doug Peterson's doing a great job, but Jalen Hurts is having a hell of a year, and I think that the Eagles are going to be the toughest team to beat this year in the NFC, but we'll see how it plays out. Nice job, Eagles. You haven't landed yet.
Commanders versus Cowboys.
My Dallas Cowboys. They're riding high. Their defense is playing great. They're getting sacks. They're picking the ball off. They kept him in this game. I thought that the Commies would play a lot better than they did, but in the end, Dallas started getting away from them. They couldn't keep up. Cooper Rush. Cooper Clutch. This guy is a baller. I wish they would keep him in there, but you know when Dak's getting paid $30, $40 million a year, they're not going to keep him in there. So hopefully he can get another win under his belt before they take him out and put Dak Prescott in there. And I hope I'm wrong and that Dak Prescott is really good and that it's not Cooper Rush that's making this happen, but there's just a different feel out there with the Cowboys when he plays. And I'm worried if they switch things up, that maybe the Cowboys will be the same old Cowboys again. I hope not. I hope they're a better team than I think they are, and I hope Mike McCarthy is a better coach than I think they am. But Dallas gets the nice win, and they beat the goddamn Commies. Well done, Dallas. How about them Cowboys?
Broncos versus Raiders.
Mr. Unlimited comes up short. I thought he would play better, but he played okay. The Raiders just came with it on defense. Max Crosby was sacking people. He was playing like a monster. Denver was playing good, but they just couldn't keep up. I think they lost their running back for the year. They keep getting injured. Randy Gregory got injured. Broncos just keep losing players, and it doesn't bode well for when you have to play these other teams in your conference. I think that the Raiders are finally back on track. Maybe they can save the season. It was a nice win for them. They are a tough team, and they always play the Chiefs good too, which they play in next week. But it was nice to see the Raiders get their first win. I thought that the Broncos would beat them, but I was wrong. Nice win, Raiders.
Chiefs versus Buccaneers.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Man, Patrick Mahomes is getting better all the time. It may not look like it because he's not getting the flash plays anymore, but I can see he's figuring out how to do things. They've got a running game now. They just score differently. They're a different monster. They still got Travis Kelce making catches up the middle. They are a really great team. They made the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like chumps. Their defense didn't look like a number one defense today. And Patrick Mahomes threw, I think, maybe one pick, but the rest of the time he was playing pretty damn good. He beats the GOAT, which is hard to do when he scores 31. Apparently he's only lost like 5 times when he scores 31 points. But Tampa Bay loses to the Chiefs. The Chiefs win, and it's always great to see Tom Brady flustered, irritated, and angry. You can tell he was even at the end of the game when he's congratulating Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't like to lose. He'll still come with it at the end of the year. I'm not worried about the Bucs, but it was nice to see the Chiefs start to get going and learn a few more ways to make some plays. Nice job, Kansas City Chiefs. Keep it up.
Rams versus 49ers.
And for the Monday night game, the Rams. I thought the Rams would win this game. I thought they were going to come with it, but it was the 49ers that came with it. They look like the better team. I think that the 49ers could be the scariest team in the NFC right now. I mean, does anyone want to play Jimmy G and these 49ers? They got a great defense. George Kittle's back. Deebo Samuel's a beast. They just outplayed them. I was impressed. I like what I saw. I like Jimmy G. Nice work. Well done, San Francisco. Beating the Rams. Who's going to win this division? We'll see, but I like it. And that's the show today, guys. Thanks for watching the Week 4 recap. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all that good shit. And until next time, Sport Brothers out.